Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG WTF LOLFTWBRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. We are playing as the WWF in the year 2002, the new year of 2002. We're now officially on the road to the Royal Rumble, or I guess I should say the road to WrestleMania. It's now the fallout of Armageddon. But new year, new feuds, new everything. And we're booking the first show. No breaks. Yeah, everyone's probably still a little hungover from last night. I mean, we even had Armageddon just last night, so it's like, oh, Armageddon, what a hell of a show. We killed it. And then everyone, stayed up late because they wanted to see those, those New Year awards. DDP probably got plastered. I mean, luckily he's not on the show tonight because he won. Everyone was having a grand old time. And then now they gotta be here again on Monday Night Raw. Hopefully not freaking, not wasted, but, hungover off their minds. Either way, let's just jump into this. No more talking. We got a couple pre-show matches, as we usually do. Opening pre-show match gets a 68C plus here as The Flock, being represented by Vampiro, Bossman, and Perry Saturn, going over Too Cool, Rikishi, Scotty 2 Hotty, and Grandmaster Sexay. And about that had decent wrestling, not much weighing heat. Vampiro and Flock, I already mentioned that. When Vampiro defeats Scotty 2 Hotty with the nail in the coffin. Perry Saturn looks like he had the best out of all the superstars tonight with the in-ring performances. Oh no, Rikishi outperformed him. Sorry about that. Rikishi with a 66. Perry Saturn with a 65. Then it goes to Grandmaster Sexay with an impressive 60. We're going to have to pay attention to him. Vampiro with a 59. Bossman with a 56, and Scotty with a 51, the weakest of the match. Sexay is improving in performance, as is Vampiro. And then in the main event of the pre-show, we go to a 70C plus rating here in a decent pre-show match. Eddie Guerrero going over Shawn Stasiak with the Frog Splash. Unfortunately here, Eddie and Shawn they don't click, so it made for an awkward bout. But a 70C plus is honestly not bad at all. So good on you guys for putting on a good match despite not clicking. Eddie Guerrero with a 69, Shawn Stasiak with a 59. But also Stasiak's improving in performance, so good on him. We open up the show with a 100A star, something that's becoming a bit more of a familiar scene here is these 100A stars, or these opening angles, or I just should say angles in general, but I'm not complaining. It's always a welcome sight to see the good old A-star rating come up. But either way, after the Armageddon recap video goes off or finishes playing, Monday Night Raw opens up with the WWF Champion's music hitting. Out comes The Rock, who makes his way down to the ring. Once in the ring, he does his whole catchphrase, finally, The Rock has come back to Oklahoma Rose Garden Arena, all that jazz. And then he proceeds to follow up by saying, and finally, we are in the year 2002. And now last year was a great year. We faced many obstacles, we faced many threats as a nation and as a company, and those threats are still as dangerous as they ever were before. And now as great as last year was, this year is going to be even better because this is the year we end this war. This is the year when the WWF forces WCW to close their doors for good. And now that The Rock is finished with the owner's bratty son-in-law, The Rock can get back to leading the WWF into this war against WCW on the road to WrestleMania. But that's when Triple H's music hits and out comes the game, or as The Rock put it, the bratty son-in-law, which Triple H does take offense to, as he takes the mic and he says, "Sorry for interrupting, Rock, but bratty son-in-law? Well, you act like a child if you don't get what you want, so yeah, you're a bratty son-in-law." And then Triple H proceeds to respond, "I'm just going to ignore your idiotic comments." I don't know why I almost always say comics when I try to say the word comment. Either way, because you know what, Rock? You're wrong. You and I aren't through yet. Because you see, Rock, unlike you, I don't give a damn about the WWF. I don't give a damn about WCW, and I sure as hell don't give a damn about this war. The only thing I give a damn about is me, that title, and my wife. And I'll be damned am I going to let you screw me out of my title shot for some petty war between Vince and his son. Well, you see, Triple H, we're all well aware that those are the three things that you only care about, but at least we now know the order that they're all in, and that also answers the age-old question. You really did marry Stephanie just to get your foot in the door, didn't you? And Triple H kind of took offense to that. Something that he's going to be facing a lot throughout his career. Still a little bit early on in Stephanie and his relationship, so maybe he hasn't heard it as much yet. But either way, we all know that a lot of people seem to, believe, and maybe you believe, that Triple H's success has only really came from his marriage to Stephanie. But either way, Triple H, he gets, like I said, he takes a little offense. He steps up and he says, "You better watch what you say, Rock, or I'll kick your ass right here, right now." And like I said, took offense to it. Rock's not one to back down. We have a little bit of a tense moment here as now Triple H and Rock nose to nose in each other's face. Things are looking like we're about to get a little bit of a brawl here until we finally hear the revving of a motorcycle, as there's only one person who rides the bike, and we see up, or I guess the camera looks up to see the Undertaker, the WWE or WWF, Intercontinental Champion, sitting atop of the entryway. And he goes on to say, "Well, what a surprise. Triple H wants another title shot. For some reason, Hunter, you just can't seem to win the big matches, whether they be for the world title or at WrestleMania 17 against me. Now, Rock, I made you a promise. I made a promise to you that once I was done with Chris Benoit, I was coming for you, after you, and that world title. And while I'm still the Intercontinental Champion, and Chris Benoit is old news, I'm still coming for you, Rock. And I'm not demanding a title match. I'm telling you that at the Royal Rumble, it will be you going one-on-one with versus the Dead Man, with that world title on the line." And Triple H, still, maybe, what? Yeah, he took a little offense to that too, and he goes, "Are you kidding me? Just because you hold the Intercontinental title doesn't put you in line for a title shot, Taker." And Taker, quick with the comebacks, goes, "Yeah, and just because you share the same bed with the boss's daughter doesn't put you in line either." And ooh, everyone probably get in the crowd, ooh, and that's when Mick Foley's music hits, and out comes the WWF commissioner, who's like, "Okay, everyone, let's just calm down. Now, Dead Man, you're more than deserving of a world title shot, but you are the Intercontinental Champion, and you do understand that if you challenge Rock for the WWF title at the Royal Rumble, that you'll still be expected to defend the Intercontinental Championship as well." And then Taker goes, "That won't be necessary, because I'm prepared to vacate the Intercontinental Championship in order to face The Rock at the Royal Rumble." And then Foley's like, Are you sure about that? Well, if you're serious." And then finally Triple H speaks up again. "Hey, you don't dare. You know what? We gotta get a little bit of grunt here for that. Hey, you don't dare give my damn title match away." And Foley goes, "Your title match. You know what, Dead Man? I'm going to give you a week to think about this. About if vacating the Intercontinental Championship is what you really want to do, because that's entirely your decision. But in the meantime, you might not even have to, because tonight, right here, in Oklahoma Rose Garden Arena, it'll be Triple H facing off against the WWF Intercontinental Champion, The Undertaker, in our main event, the WWF, or the number one contendership for the WWF World Championship at the Royal Rumble." And I imagine, "What?" Just Triple H, "Okay." And then Foley's just like, "Yep, good luck, and have a nice day." And as JR was like, "Did you hear that, King? Taker versus Triple H tonight in the main event." All that fun jazz, as we now have a number one contendership, as the game will battle the Intercontinental Champion, The Undertaker, and Taker dropped the bombshell here. And I guess we can just presume that if he wins tonight against Triple H, he's going to vacate the Intercontinental Championship. Either way, though, we did have a locker room incident, a rare occurrence from Monday Night Raw, because we never have locker room incidences on Monday Night Raw. Kurt Angle set up a relaxed atmosphere in the locker room after setting up a barbecue and cooking for the locker room. Good on the WCW World Champion. Unfortunately, Undertaker did not do well to follow the script, but Mick Foley would, masterful job. Alright. Not that anyone was demanding to be off the script, I was just curious. We then lead into our opening match here, most likely coming back from a commercial break. Bradshaw's Hardcore Open Challenge gets a 78 solid B here, and a decent matchup here. Raven going over Bradshaw, 9 minutes 42 seconds with the Raven effect pile driver. Following interference, of course, from the flock, we had Perry Saturn, Bossman, Vampiro in there, and Raven wins the WWF Hardcore title. So after all that back and forth between Ron Simmons and Bradshaw, Raven just comes in and takes the title from Bradshaw like it was nothing. This match got the crowd hotter. Raven with a 75, Bradshaw with a 78. We then move on to the next segment, which gets a solid C rating here with 65. Raven takes the mic after the match, tosses the Hardcore title over his shoulder as he begins to talk, and you got the flock. They're still beating up on Bradshaw. Daphne's laughing and mocking Bradshaw while they're doing it. So you got Vampiro, Vampiro, Bossman, and Saturn beating up on Bradshaw pretty much. Raven takes the mic and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, do we have your attention now? For my entire career here in the WWF, I have put my body on the line. And for what? To be pushed to the side while good old Vinnie Mac puts guys like this to take my spot? Guys like Bradshaw and Tommy Dreamer? Not anymore. Here's a message to the entire WWF locker room. From your friendly neighbors from Thursday nights, we are coming and we are going to do whatever we want." And that leads me to you, my flock. Vampiro, Bossman, Saturn, and even you, my sweet Daphne. Just like I did with this Hardcore title, if you see something you want, don't wait. Take it. Quote Raven. Nevermore. And a nice little promo there from Raven, who also struggled when going off script. Perry Saturn getting better at his gimmick. So we lead into our next segment here, which gets a 85 B+. We're backstage in the locker room of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. While Triple H, he's throwing stuff around. He's pissed. He's angry. He doesn't feel like he should be facing The Undertaker. We know it. You know it. I know it. They all know it. They all know it, nerds and geeks. Either way, Stephanie steps up and says, "Hunter, will he stop?" And then Triple H responds. He stops and he says, "Who the hell does Foley think he is, Steph? He knows I should be facing The Rock at the Royal Rumble. But what's he do? Instead of putting me in my damn title match, he puts me in a damn match with The Undertaker tonight. I think it's time we made that call." And Steph goes, No, Hunter, not yet. Look, all you need to do is beat Taker tonight, and we've got our match. And even if somehow, some way, Taker wins tonight, there's always the Rumble. Yeah, but you and I both know we'd rather not come to the Royal Rumble match. And then Steph goes, then go out there and win. And look at this. Stephanie, for once in her life, actually improvised well throughout that segment. Good on her. But once again, it looks like Triple H and Stephanie have plans. I think this might be the second time we've heard Stephanie mention something about the plan or the call or something. But either way, they got something stewing in the background. I have no idea if I skipped something. It looked like I might have. Either way, solid A-B here. As we're backstage, we see Matt Hardy and the Women's Champion. By the way, I don't think I did, but like I said, it looked like I might have. We see the Women's Champion and Lita and Matt Hardy. They're backstage. They're prepping for the match. We're going to see Lance Storm and Molly Holly. Who it'll be interesting if Molly Holly's still going to be feeling, the brunt of the damage after she took a huge, nasty fall off the ladder last night at Armageddon. But either way, we're going to see a matchup we didn't get to see because, Matt Hardy was attacked backstage on Nitro that night. Either way, though, they're getting ready for their matchup when the final member, third and final member of Team Extreme, Jeff Hardy, comes in, and Matt immediately stands up and he goes, "Go, get out, leave. You need to leave now." And Jeff's like, "Matt, can we talk? Can I just talk to you, man? Come on." And then Matt's like, "I've got nothing to say to you. And in fact, I don't trust you. And I know you attacked me. And I'm not about to let you do it again just so you can go and try to steal my girlfriend by teaming with her again." And then Jeff says, "Matt, you're crazy. I would never do that to you, man. We're brothers." "Oh, really? If you didn't attack me, then why did you screw me out of the Canadian Championship?" Screw you! Screw you! Matt, I was in that match too. We were both challenging for that title. And I'm not about to let an opportunity slip out of my hands." And then Matt's just like, "You are unbelievable. Get out. Now. And then Jeff just kind of shakes his head looking at him, and he's like, you know what? And he leaves, just gets out. Out of there. As we come back from a commercial break, leading into that said tag team matchup here. 81, solid B here. Decent wrestling. Not much weighing heat. Lance Storm and Molly Holly going over Matt and Lita. When Lance Storm defeats Matt Hardy with the last call. Last call super kick. I always call it last call super kick. I forgot the game doesn't have it in there either. I was like, what the hell? Last call after? What's that? Last call after. I was like, Lita. But yeah, not really a distraction. Well, I know, in a way. Okay, now I see what it's saying. So Lance Storm hits the last call super kick on Matt Hardy after Matt gets distracted by Lita, who is being attacked by the Flock's Daphne. Daphne from the Flock starts beating up on Lita, leads to the last call super kick, and the victory here, as Molly Holly, who was apparently the weak link, got a 51. Lance Storm with the best in-ring performance of the night, or in the match I should say, 77. Matt with a 75, and Lita with a 60. I almost said 70. And the feud between Lita and Daphne starting there, so it seems like we're going to be seeing more if that alludes to anything. Lance Storm is improving in Rumble skills. We then go to a 68C plus here as the Flock beat down on Matt and Lita. So, of course, Daphne's beating up on Lita. Matt, of course, comes to her aid, but it doesn't help her, help her much because Vampiro, Bossman, and Saturn of the Flock, not Raven, because he's got more important things to do, come out and start beating up on Matt, too. I guess Jeff should have came out, but he was told to leave. Daphne's getting better at gimmick. We then go to a solid 90A here. Backstage, we see Christian. He's attempting to get ready for his match, of course, because he's still feeling some pain in his ribs and all that from taking on, both Goldberg and Edge in like a matter of days. Jericho comes in and he says, knock, knock. Hey, champ, it's me. And then Christian replies, don't call me that, Chris. I lost my title. Hey, but that doesn't not make you a champ. Make you the champ. So what if Edge won the U.S. title? Who wants to be the champion of this stupid country anyway? Besides, don't beat yourself up too much. You just had a match with Goldberg a few days before. Edge just had everything going in his favor. But like I said, who cares about that match? Especially when I see Intercontinental Gold in your future. You do know The Undertaker's the champion, right? Yeah, but not for long, from what I hear. Apparently he's going to vacate the title next week. And, next week if he wins tonight. And if he doesn't, then I can't. And if he does, then I can't think of a better replacement champion than you. You really think? Of course. But first, we need to take care of RVD first. And Christian's like, you know what, you're right. And they get up and leave, ready for the matches. JR's like, coming up next after commercial break, Christian versus Rob Van Dam next. Jericho came across well. As we lead into that matchup, solid 80B here. Good wrestling, decent reaction from the crowd. Rob Van Dam goes over Christian, 9 minutes 48 seconds with the 5-star frog splash. Christian with an 84, Rob Van Dam with a 74. And there you have that, nothing else. 78C plus, what the hell can I not read? 78 solid B, as just a freestyle segment here that I can explain myself. As we see the monster truck pull in, or whatever Stone Cold drives. I think it's a monster truck. Or maybe it's just a big old pickup truck. Either way, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rhino, the former WWF Tag Team Champions, are here, and they're not happy. As we then go into a 100 A-star rating here, Stone Cold's music goes off, and out comes the former WWF Tag Team Champions. Like I said, they're not in a good mood. Once in the ring, Stone Cold takes the mic and he says, now just in case you're dumb, blind, or just a smartass, you may have noticed Rhino and I are no longer the WWF Tag Team Champions, despite never being pinned. Test, Albert, you two dumb sons of bitches have something that belongs to Rhino and I. You know what? Better yet, you boys stole something from Rhino and I, and we want it back. So here's what you boys are going to do if you want to avoid any trouble. You're going to march your asses down to this ring. What? You're going to hand over the titles. You're going to hand me and Rhino. What? You're going to hand me and Rhino our titles back. What? And then maybe, what? I said, and then maybe we will give you guys another title shot. So come on, guys. I know you don't like it, but it's the right thing to do. So let's get this over with. Kind of turned into Booker T at the end. Someone pointed out my Booker T and Stone Cold sounds alike. And I know they do. But don't you ever point it out again. But they do sound alike. It's that gruntle voice, you know. Either way, after a minute or two pass, out comes the new WWF Tag Team Champions, Test and Albert. And once out, Test takes the mic and he says, "You're joking, right? Don't you two kind of find it ironic that you two guys... Or don't you find it ironic that you two guys who didn't beat us for the Tag Team Championships are now complaining that we never beat you for them? We'll level with you guys. But we're not handing you crap. You want these titles? Then you're gonna have to do what you guys didn't do, and that's beat us for them. So if you want the shot, then we'll do this right here, right now." And then Austin just goes, "You dumb sons of bitches just made the dumbest mistakes of your careers. We could have done this the easy way and all walked out of here. But now y'all gone pissed Stone Cold off, so we accept your damn match. So why don't you two march your damn asses down to this ring so Rhino and I can whoop them damn asses and take our titles back?" And Test and Albert do exactly that. They march to the ring, and we have an impromptu tag team title match. Stone Cold and Rhino getting their tag title rematch right here, right now. Austin looked excellent. Test was underwhelming. We go into the title match, which gets an 85 B+, and about that had superb wrestling and good heat to it. Test and Albert go over Stone Cold and Rhino in 13 minutes, 15 seconds after Rhino defeats... I don't want it to be the flying leg drop, so let's just ignore it says that. And we'll say that spinebuster move he does. TNA defeats Stone Cold and Rhino when Albert defeated Rhino with the spinebuster move he does. And they make their first defense of the WWF World Tag Team titles. Austin carried the match. So what I'd like to imagine here is Austin getting ready to do a Stone Cold Stunner. Maybe not Austin just doing the Stone Cold Stunner, but Austin and Rhino doing their combination move. The Stunner into a Gore. But before Austin can really get the Stunner off, Test comes running in and hits Austin with a big boot, which then leads to Rhino running in to hit the Gore on Test, but Test gets his boot up. So he doesn't really hit the running big boot, but he still hits him with a big boot, dazing Rhino, which turns around, and then Albert hits him with the spine buster he does. And 1, 2, 3, voila. Still the tag team champions. We need to edit Austin's gimmick, apparently, because he's getting stale. Can't have that. Albert, although, is getting better at his gimmick. Not enough selling here shown. Rhino with an 86. Austin with a 100. Albert with an 85. And Test with an 86. Rhino still making improvements in performance this time around. It's going to be a star. We then lead into an 83 B+ as, again, just a freestyle segment here. Test and Albert, they're celebrating. They just retained the titles over a top team, former tag team champions. They're celebrating with the titles, and that's when a team that's just been a thorn in their side, pretty much, took them out, cost them their first reign as tag team champions. Scott and Rick Steiner from WCW attacked them from behind, beat them down, and pretty much just make them look like they're bitches, pretty much. Locks them in the Steiner recliner, makes them pass out. Trish is screaming. The Steiners make their intentions known. They hold up the tag team titles, pretty much showing off that, you know what? We're taking these titles away from you guys again. We then go on to a solid 80B. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Cole here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Michael Cole, and joining me at this time is the WWF Champion, The Rock. Now, Rock, coming up next is Triple H and The Undertaker. Or coming up next, Triple H and The Undertaker will do battle to determine who will face you at the Royal Rumble for the WWF Championship. Out of the two men, who would you rather face at the Rumble? And then Rock goes, well, Cole, it really doesn't matter to The Rock who he faces at the Rumble, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's Triple H or The Undertaker, because the end result will be the same. Winner, and still your WWF Champion, The Rock. Now get out of The Rock's face, you creepy little bastard, and stop following The Rock around. And then Rock walks off because he's going to join commentary for our next matchup. And we lead into that said matchup, which we start off the year with a friggin' bang. Solid 80, Or solid, fucking A, I can't read. Solid A, not 80. Solid A with a 94, and a bout that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat. The Undertaker going over Triple H in 16 minutes, 10 seconds with the last ride. Triple H getting better at his gimmick as well. Triple H with the 94, Undertaker with the 96. We're going to go ahead and pre-book it in because whether he keeps the title or not, he could change his mind. But it is a guarantee that at the Royal Rumble, it will be The Undertaker, not The Rock. Hold on. There we go. The Undertaker. Now we can put The Rock in. Versus The Rock for the WWF Championship. Boom. And like I said, Rock was on commentary for this matchup. Where is it at? Should show it somewhere. Road agent knows, right? No, booking details. Oh, look, Jim Cornette was the road agent. Yeah, Rock. I'm surprised it didn't pop up with the whole, oh, Rock and Jim Ross have great, whatever. How the hell is Triple H improving in flying? Taker doesn't even do flying. Whatever. Solid 94A for this show. First show of the new year. Increasing our popularity in 19 regions. And what a way to kick off the road to WrestleMania. The road to the Royal Rumble. Look at that. Fantastic reviews. Mark Jindrak back at 100%. So that's good. That's mostly the reason why Shawn Stasiak and Eddie Guerrero happened. Because it's like, oh, Mark Jindrak's injured. I can't put him in a tag team match, but I wanted to do something with Eddie. Sandman's now returned to the company. I doubt it helped, but he's returned to the company, so let's see if that rehab stint helped him at all. Again, I doubt it, but we'll see. Rock says Eddie Guerrero is a natural talker. He's worth giving promo time. We'll see if that happens on Nitro this week. Nudge, nudge. Scott Steiner says Shawn Stasiak doesn't connect with the fans. And Test, who has a lot of opinions, also says Shawn Stasiak, but this time he says Shawn Stasiak needs to learn to sell. Okay. Sandman needs to be assigned a position. An opener. Alright. Let's look at this. Behavior. Is known to have been a smoker in the past. Is known to have drinking problems in the past. Is known to have used soft drugs in the past. Let's hope he's what's that word? Not rehabbed. I doubt he is. I'm not going to get my hopes up, but you never know. It could. Where's Ray? There he is. Oh, wow. That prestige jumped up high. 78B. Either way, nerds and geeks, hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, my name has been OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. And I will see you guys in the next episode for Thursday Night Nitro, the first Nitro of the new year. But until then, have a great day.